from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Henrico officials dedicate a new aquatic center, and there's a surprise twist. And the latest on a bill that would eliminate qualified immunity for police officers in the state. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. It's brought to you today by Henrico Area Mental Health.
And now for the news.
Well, county and YMCA officials last night unveiled the newest aquatic center in the region. It will sit adjacent to the Eastern Henrico Recreation Center just off Laburnum Avenue at Watts Lane. There was a surprise announcement during the ceremony. The center was named for Fairfield District Supervisor Frank Thornton. Thornton has served in that role since 1996 and has advocated for many of the projects that have taken shape along the Laburnum corridor, including the Eastern Henrico Rec Center, the Aquatic Center, the Fairfield Library, and the Eastern Health District site. County Manager John Vitulkas said, quote, "He is a fierce, tireless advocate for Henrico and his district," end quote. Vitulkas recounted the history of the Recreation Center, which was prompted after Thornton received a letter from a boy who asked for a place to play with his friends. It eventually opened in 2011, although it did not include a swimming pool, something Thornton had long sought for it. But he said he didn't give up. Last night he recalled a piece of advice from his grandmother in the form of a metaphor. She told him, "If you can't get a whole loaf of bread, then get a half." And Thornton last night said, quote, "This day the Aquatic Center represents the other half of the loaf. I truly believe it will be transformational and life-saving," end quote. Thornton and other county officials are hoping that the facility will help Henrico ultimately become drown-proof. The YMCA plans to provide swim lessons for Henrico second graders at the facility. Another similar public-private partnership is being constructed at the Regency Mall, where a former Macy's store is being converted into an aquatic center through a partnership between Henrico, Regency, and the Nova Aquatics of Virginia facility. Both facilities will include opportunities for all Henrico residents to use them free of charge. At the new YMCA facility dedicated last night, the public will be able to swim free of charge during specific hours every Saturday and Sunday beginning September 19th. The new center cost $10 million. That money was supplied by Henrico County, but the facility was built and will be operated and managed by the YMCA. It officially opens on Friday. Monthly memberships ranging between $20 for teens and $71 for families are available. You can read much more coverage from last night's dedication at henricocitizen.com. At its meeting last night, the Henrico Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a rezoning case to allow the construction of nearly 300 apartments as well as 4 retail buildings at the southeast intersection of Pouncey Tract Road and Twin Hickory Lake Drive in the far west end. County planners said that the development, which is expected to produce slightly more than 4,100 daily vehicle trips, would actually produce far less traffic than a previously proposed development. The apartments also are expected to produce very few students for the public school system, according to school planners. Three Chop District Supervisor Tommy Brannon said that the developer had addressed most concerns, adding, quote, "It's a lot more comprehensive project than a ton of retail off of Broad Street," end quote. Well, the on-again, off-again status of a bill in the Virginia House of Delegates that would end qualified immunity for Virginia police officers in most situations is on again. The House had voted down the proposal last week when several Democrats either abstained or voted against it, but Tuesday, Delegate Ibrahim Samira of Northern Virginia reintroduced the bill that had been patroned by Delegate Jeff Bourne of Richmond, and the House passed it. And that came not long after a House committee had originally killed the bill and then reversed course the next day and advanced it. The bill now advances to the Senate, but delegates and activists are not optimistic that it will pass there. Democrats hold just a slim 21-19 majority, and the Senate has already killed a similar bill during this special session. Also yesterday, the House passed a bill sponsored by Delegate Dolores McQuinn, whose district includes a portion of Henrico, that will make it easier for localities to remove monuments without a waiting period. A 68-year-old Henrico man died early Saturday morning after being struck by a car at West Broad Street near Emerywood Parkway in the near West End while he was attempting to cross in his wheelchair. He was struck, according to police, by a vehicle traveling east on West Broad. The light was green for the vehicle at the time of the crash. Police have not filed charges and say alcohol and drugs do not appear to be factors in the crash. Kruger was apparently wearing dark clothing at the time of the incident.
Every 12 minutes, a Virginian dies from an opioid overdose.
Every 12 minutes.
Opioid overdoses are on the increase in Henrico. Yes, the opioid epidemic is still impacting residents in Henrico.
But you can help.
To find out what you can do, go to bouncebackhc.com.
That's bouncebackhc.com. Knowledge is power, including learning about naloxone. That's naloxone, which can temporarily reverse the toxic effects of an opioid or heroin overdose.
Get informed, get help, save a life.
Go to bouncebackhc.com. That's bouncebackhc.com.
To equip yourself with the knowledge to help our residents and the community of Henrico County against the opioid epidemic.
Knowing what to do will allow you to be prepared to save a life. Go to bouncebackhc.com today.
That's bouncebackhc.com or call 804-727-8515.
That's 804-727-8515. Directly for substance abuse services.
This message is sponsored by Henrico Area CSB Prevention Services.